All right, boys, we are back at it with another Yu-Gi-Oh! Banlist prediction video. Now, Konami shocked the whole community, I believe, last Wednesday, saying that, hey, we're not going to give you guys a ban list until August. And I was convinced that we would get one before Nats because not only would that be a bad move, but it'd be a very Konami move. Bad moves and Konami moves just go hand in hand. And when I saw communication, especially right after their other announcements with how they're looking at the collectors and trying to care about them a little bit, I personally thought that some of what they put me out with, because I got my wisdom teeth taken out last Monday, was still in my system because I had to be delusional. I read it, the same tweet, like 4 times. I felt like an old person not understanding some new technology. I was like, communication by Konami, what? And that brings us to this video. I actually had more time to formulate my opinions, and here I am with the banlist prediction video. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed this, subscribe, and before we get into it, I want to say, if you guys agree or disagree, please let me know in the comment section below. I love hearing your guys' thoughts, even if I end up being quote-unquote right about a pick. Seeing your guys' perspectives, I really like that. I like discussing with you guys in the banlist prediction. Now, I did get a little hate on my last one, actually, for saying, oh, you think this is going to happen? Link Karibo getting banned? Oh, man, this is the worst list I've seen. Link Karibo's not going to get banned. You don't know what you're talking about. And, well, look what happened. Look what happened. And as well as a few other things I was correct about. It was quite funny, actually. But hey, I tell you guys my reasoning. That's all I could do. You guys tell me your reasoning. That's all I could do. Join the Discord to let me know more, because I love seeing you guys there. Check out our sponsors. Buy anything on TCG Players. My link in the description below. Register with on Whatnot using my link. You get $15 on your next purchase, and you can buy not just Yu-Gi-Oh there, but a lot of other stuff. There's a lot of awesome people there and a lot of good deals on cards of not just Yu-Gi-Oh, One Piece, everything. Lorcana. Go check them out using my link. Also, check out Tapio Cards. Use code Saki 5% off. They sell a lot of awesome Yu-Gi-Oh merch like sleeves and mats and plushies. And we're going to get right into this here. So, I am going to put Calamity here, man. I know a lot of people already know the reasoning. Hey, it literally tells you don't play Yu-Gi-Oh! It's unhealthy for the game. And I fully agree with this. However, I'm also going to add Heatwave to this list because Heatwave, while not as, uncounterable as this, it's still pretty awful. You make Tenpai go first. They know they're going first. They activate Heat Wave, and you go, damn. And sometimes you just straight up lose because, hey, you got Heat Waved, right? There's no real counter play with Heat Wave, and I was very scared they would make it a Super and OTS. When I played locals, I think a few weeks ago, it was one of the times where I went X1. I went up against 2 Snake Eye, a Centurion player, and a Tenpai player. And I got Calamity locked, and I got heat waved with Tenpai, and I actually ended up winning both matches. But I lost to, I think, either the first Snake Eye guy or the second Snake Eye guy. I don't remember, but I didn't win against both. And I realized that even though I don't like playing against Snake Eye, and I get that this format's bad because of Snake Eye, this game could get a lot worse because we don't really see how bad some problems are in a tier 0 format besides the tier 0 problems, right? If they actually do end up fixing, Snake Eye where it's not a tier 0 deck, and these other decks like Tenpai, Centurion, and obviously the new stuff like Whitewoods and anything that uses Fiendsmith come back into play, probably Yubel's going to take the spot as like the number 1 or 2 deck. We're going to see more Heatwave and Calamity, and I would much rather play against Snake Eye than go up against these cards, because at least with Snake Eye, I can play the game. It doesn't mean I'm going to have fun playing the game. Maybe I get hand trapped and I have to pass. Sure, right? That happens. But I'd rather do that against these decks. I definitely want to add Heatwave just to the ban list because it's just a ridiculous card. Call by the Grave, a lot of people are saying it's going to go to semi-limited. I keep seeing this on our ban list prediction lists. I am going to say it's fine where it is on the list. I think Konami's going to try to find a different way to solve the issue of everybody's running 1-card starters and a bunch of hand traps because they know that that's a problem. I don't think putting Call by the Grave to 2 is what they should do. They have Crossout. They have all that seeing a lot of play. They have all these other stuff. I think that they're going to leave Call by where it is, probably on the list at 1. I don't really see them increasing it. I would be more surprised if they put it to 2. And if they did put to 2, it shows how they're doing. Completely. I don't know why this Fire King thing is right here. Beatrice. Now, I'm gonna go back to last list where I talked about Link Karibo being hit as well as Baron or Savage, because hey, they're not gonna hit Snake Eye yet. From last list, because hey, they still want to make money. It's too new. They're not hitting anything out of Phantom. I don't know why people kept thinking that. Agov and Phantom of Nightmare is just too new. So they're not going to hit anything of it. They're going to hit something that pre-exists, which is mostly really just the extra deck, and one of them is Link Kuriboh. That helps them dodge hand traps, right? That's why Link Kuriboh is going to get banned. Now, with Fiendsmith, we have to look at what they might hit preemptively as a prediction, or let's say next list. They're like, oh, well, people want Fiendsmith to be hit, say next list. Oh, it's going to be too new, right? They're not going to hit Fiendsmith, probably. But again, they had Nats, so maybe they're giving it a little more time. Who knows? Maybe that's the reason. But Beatrice is kind of what I'm looking at, because Beatrice is being played in that deck, and Beatrice is a card that comes up here and there, and every time it comes up in the format, people are like, please get rid of this card. Please get rid of this card. Would I be shocked to see it banned? Not at all, right? It is currently limited. I'm going to put this in the not yet. I do see Konami considering this as a ban, but I don't really see that happening. I really don't. All right, so I had a new tier of it's not getting hit, and I put the Fire King here or there because I honestly don't think that this is the best build of Snake Eye. I just think that it could be a better build of Snake Eye depending on the hits as all, just as substitutes. I'm going to put this batter there as well. I don't think this batter is going to get hit, even though it is a very strong card. But I think that people are looking at this more as the Baron replacement, but Konami's going to want to reprint this in the tins first. But if it ever does get hit, it's not going to be on this list. I could tell you that. Again, I would be shocked about it. Ash isn't getting hit. This is the only safe card because they just made an ulti in OTS 25. Definitely not going to get the hit. This is like the only Snake Eye card I think we can all agree is not going to get hit on this current list, because there's no way they make an ulti in OTS and then just hit it, right? Like, oh, we made an ulti, month later, boom, hit. Or month and a half, I guess, maybe, right? It's not going to happen. Now, what people are looking at the Snake Eye stuff. Now, I don't think the Black Witch is going to see play, but I do think Wanted could possibly see the limit. I also think that Flamberg is most likely going to see the ban. And we do have a potential on Oak, right? When I put this here on the ban, I don't think both these are going to get banned together, but I definitely see them get, oh, and this is the field spell is just at 1. It's not getting hit. It's very, very safe. So we're also just going to throw that up there. And Promethean Princess, I just think that they're going to wait to hit Promethean, and Promethean's not going to get hit. It's confirmed for Bonanza. They're leaving it at 3. So this is not going to get hit. I really think that a lot of people are correct on their Flamberg hits. Wanted has a chance to escape just because of the tins, as well as we know, I think that Flamberg is just what everyone's thinking are possible Oak or Wanted. I think a lot of people are agreeing with that, and that's what a lot of people are kind of seeing. So that's what I'm going to put. Little Knight, I think it's going to be, I'm just going to put it at not yet. Because while it is a very strong card, they got to reprint it for all their money. I mean, it's basically, I'm going to put it in not yet, but it's not getting hit. So it's between this and this, because they're not going to hit for a long time. And if they do, who knows, right? Fenrir, this is like my wish limit. I am so sick and tired of seeing this card. It has been 2 years. In fact, maybe even a little longer. I think we're good. I think we don't need to see this card at 3. I think the biggest problem with Fenrir is that it could search itself, so you could pitch it for something. It banishes face down, remember that, right? And your opponent has to put a decent resource into outing this, right? Yes, there is counterplay, because you could end up getting rid of this without using the monster effects, right? And you could like run it over. I heard people who are like, okay, I'm gonna give up my main phase 1 to put something on board to go battle phase to attack, to get rid of the Fenrir, but and then, effects, procs. I don't know. I think this card should just be limited, personally. Wave King Caesar is going to not yet. Fiendsmith are playing around this card, and this card has been meta, I think, one other time. I don't know if too much, but this card is quite strong. And again, with Fiendsmith, it has this small pool of cards that's going to get hit, because Snake Eyes is going to get hit regardless, right? So when Fiendsmith is being played in Yubel and all these other cards, who are going to be like, Konami's going to be like, okay, well, we're not going to hit the Fiendsmith cards. What cards can we hit that helps Fiendsmith? What do they go into? Oh, Caesar? Okay, we'll just hit Caesar, regardless if it's a good hit or not. It doesn't matter if people are going to be like, oh, Tom, or Saki, this card's not going to be hit because it's just not good enough. There's replacements. Yeah, there could be, right? But guess what? Konami doesn't care. It's like how there were replacements for like the synchro variant of what of Snake Eyes, right? That wasn't gonna stop Snake Eyes. They still hit him anyway, all right? But Caesar is at least a good card, so we're gonna put that there. I think Albion is about time they ban this, honestly. I don't know why it escaped another list. Apollosa, I'm going to put in not yet, and I'm going to put IP in there as well. Why am I putting IP and Apollosa? I think IP is definitely a card that needs to go. I would not be shocked if it got hit. But the thing is, they just released Rarity 2. They're good, and they printed both these cards. Just like Rarity 1, they're going to give us time with those cards before they hit them. So, do I see an Apollosa or IP hit in the future? Absolutely. Do I see it on this list? No, definitely not. And I could put money on that. Brand Fusion, I think I am sick and tired of seeing this, but they might want to print more money. So can I see this limited? Absolutely. But they might want to print more money and not put this. They just reprinted it, though, as a secret. So they're like, oh, we'll squeeze as a secret. Now we'll hit it, right? Now that, the set's been out and all that. So I could see that happening, potentially. So limit on this. Crimson, I think it's fine for now. A lot of people are looking at this card like, oh, the card's really strong. But I don't think it's, I'm just gonna put it. It's not getting hit. It's just not gonna get hit for now. I think that while this card is good, it has synergy with Dispatter and some other cards. I don't think this card is as big of a problem as people think it is. It's also not played in a lot of decks that are meta right now, so it's hard for me to see Crimson getting hit. But I've seen a few people mention it or talk about it. I don't think it is. I think Crossout is fine. I don't think Crossout's... I'm going to say it's fine. I'm not going to say it's 100% not getting hit. I can't put up... But, like, it's safe. They just put in Rarity. Never mind. I love correcting myself mid-video. Don't you guys love me going back and forth? I definitely do. Now, Asiato, I'm also going to put this. It's not getting hit. I don't know why, but some people get really hung over on the flavor of the month. Asiato and the Austro stuff, it was really cool, but, like, we don't know if it's going to be here next format, and this format, was it that crazy? I don't personally think so. I think that it's good, and definitely with the Apollosa, I think this was a good build for Voiceless, but I just don't, and I remember, I think I saw MST say put this to 2. Konami is messing with the semi-limited more, but maybe because I'm an older player, they don't put stuff from 3 to 2. They mostly put stuff from 1 to 2. I actually want to put something on the semi-limited list. I could see Kieran going to 2. I've had people in my comment section be like, oh, well, Kieran coming back is too strong. They can't bring back Kieran. And I was like, no, they can bring back Kieran to 1, and it's not going to do anything, especially in this format. They brought back to 1, guess what? I did nothing. Maybe if the format was a lot better, people would also play this, but you have to remember that some people also don't want to play a strong deck just because, hey, it was a strong deck, but wasn't strong enough back then, and people just don't revisit it, right? And that's kind of what happens with Magic Specters. I think this card could go to 2, no problem. Prosperity could go to 1, or it could be it's fine where it is at 3, but OTG hit this. We do follow the OTG quite a bit. Sometimes we lag a bit, and we might lag a bit on Prosperity. I personally think that this list was the least problematic format for Prosperity, and what I mean by that is this is when I see Prosperity, I'm like, man, they could dig for their great piece, right? And I still think that's going to be a problem, but I didn't feel that as much this format personally. Also, I'm just going to put Poplar in it's not going to get hit. They also like Popular, so they're making Popular-esque cards. Like, Photons have their own Popular now coming out. I think maybe in Abyss. I don't know where the Photon cards are coming, but I think it's the next core set. Rage Abyss. Plush Fire is eventually going to get limited. We can put this in Not Yet if you want. Basically, it's getting an errata. If a banned card gets errata, it's coming off. I think there's another card getting errata. I just don't remember it. Personally, Birth/Unicorn. I actually can see Birth possibly getting hit because people talked about it. I could see Birth getting hit possibly. With Unicorn, I'm not too sure if this could maybe be the hit or not. Maybe they're like, you know what? We're tired of seeing cash too. We put this to 2. Which, again, they're trying to get more comfortable with this. You know what? People are playing it with Snake Eyes. We could see Snake Eyes being played with Kashtira. We want to actually hurt them and put this to 1 because Unicorn is a very strong card. That is definitely possible. Same with Birth. I don't think both of these are going to get hit. I think it's going to be one or like the other. But That is just something I definitely don't see the field spell getting hit. I don't think that's the problem card at all. So one of these two easily. I'm going to put these two here, but just remember, I don't expect both being limited. I expect one or the other, right? Because both are actually pretty good to hit at one. We could see this getting banned possibly. I don't know if they get 2 bans. They're not going to give 3. So I think personally, what I think is, I think that this is definitely a good ban card because this is a good choke point of the deck. It's one, it changes what it is, so you can hand trap something else. I think Oak, I really think Oak is a really strong card. I think Flamberg's going to get banned. I don't know if they'd ban all 3, so I feel like maybe this card would be the last one to get banned, but I'd have to do testing. But if this and this got banned, would one Sinful be that bad? I don't know. I think I might rather get an Oak ban and a Flamberg ban than banning the one of, but it is strong. It has a, plus it still leaves the choke point, right? I actually want to say that this is not the best ban, but I still think it's probably gonna get banned. So some people actually mentioned Bonfire. No, it's not getting hit. Not only do they need to reprint this for money, but it's just the Rhoda for Pyro, and we're in the year of fire. I don't think Bonfire is a problematic card at all. It just feels like it does because when you play Snake Eye and you are like, man, I think I stopped them unless I have Bonfire, and then they activate Bonfire. It's not a good feeling, right? I think that's why people are upset with Bonfire, and I fully think that's fine. I feel frustrated with that too, but it's not the card to hit at all. The barrier, I think this could be banned, honestly. I think maybe they'll limit it, but my problem is that the barrier is a stronger card than people really think because it literally is the floodgate that locks you out. You can't also pop it. You have to, they activate it. It's not floodgate, right, where you can at least destroy it of some way. This card will stop when you matches at the end of the day. And I also don't like, and people are going to look at me like, are you seriously mentioning Labyrinth? I play Voiceless and Labyrinth keeps setting the one copy constantly and calling Ritual. I don't know why they had to mention Ritual on this card. I actually never knew that this had Ritual because I never seen someone call Ritual until it happened recently to me. And by recently, I mean probably end of last format. So I think that this card could possibly get banned. They're looking at these. Floodgates, this is seeing play this format. It could get limited instead though, but honestly, I would rather play it. If Summon Limit could get banned, this card could get banned. D-Shifter. Gonna put that at banned. I really don't like this card. I know some people will agree, some people will disagree, but Shifter is just a card where if your deck is not affected by it, it is just one of the strongest cards to open up in the game. It will win you matches, especially if you're playing something like Castro, which is another reason why I think they're still a very strong deck, as well as other cards. The issue I had with Deep Dimension Shifter last list is I said they're gonna ban it, but then people said, oh wow, they're gonna take our one answer to Snake Eyes away. That's great. And while I understand that reasoning, I think that I can understand why they gave Shifter another list because of that. So I kind of changed my mind a little bit on Shifter. I understand why I didn't get hit last list. I don't like the card, but I mean, I would have rather, but if they had to have it in as a evil thing, I kind of wish they left Summon Limit in because I think Summon Limit against Snake Eyes was the floodgate, and them hitting Summon Limit was just not okay with me. I think if they hit Summon Limit on this particular list, I would have taken it, right? And again, they banned the card, right? They didn't ban a lot of these other limited floodgates. Summon Limit is at least you could play out of Summon Limit, right? It's ridiculous. But I think that Shifter, if they solve Snake Eye, they'll take Shifter out. Masterpiece, we're going to put this to 1. I mean, just some fan service. Would be great for Bonanza. Would be a fantastic, fun pick for Bonanza because a lot of players would really love it. Capital Turtle, we could see this banned. It's potentially OCG banned it. Konami might just follow suit because they don't like FTKs. And by Konami, I mean Konami TCG. Zelantis could get booted. I don't know. I really don't know. If they solve the Snake Eye problem, I think Zelantis could be fine. So I'm just going to put not yet. Diagram, I think this is at 2. If it's at... Yeah, I think it's at 1. So it could go to semi-limit. I think it's perfectly fine. Heavy Storm, could this card go to 1? It could not. Maybe they think, oh, Feather Duster's good enough at 1. You guys already have enough back row removal. Maybe they want to put it on time to put it for Bonanza, right? Because they are money towards. It could happen. I think the OCG also got the card back. It's possible. Armageddon to well, I guess I don't have a 3, so I guess I'll just say Armageddon. I'm gonna add a row below, and we're just gonna say 2 3. Armageddon could technically go to 3. No, it just does not matter. Change of Heart is fine where it is on the list. I at 1 is perfectly fine. Delicious, I think, is fine on the list. It's not going to go 3. I think this card goes to the list. It's crazy. Infernities, I'm going to say not yet. I don't want this card to go up, but here's the thing. I do feel like Konami's going to look at their legacy archetypes, and Infernity's there, right? People love Infernity. They're eventually going to give it support, and they're eventually going to put this card to 3. Drops could also go to 3. Just try it out. Colossus. 2 Colossus is very strong. I don't think people understand that. I think that it's fine where it is on the list. At 1 copy, have it as a day. I just don't care about this. I don't even know. I'm just going to say it's fine on the list. Meow Meow could go to 1. I think that this card was the dumbest ban I've ever seen. I think that with how the game is, Meow Meow can easily come to 1. I think it's about time. I understand that. I believe it won Worlds, but I think it was because more of the player, not the deck per se. Because I don't think Prank Kids was the best deck of that format, and a lot of people just weren't running it. So people will be like, "Oh, it was the best deck." Blah 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 blah. Look, majority of players chose that were playing meta and going to events chose to play something else. So terribly not. I think it was a player thing. Title, I think we have title back. I think it's either a not yet or it's coming to 1. It's one of the two. I think they might want to wait one more list for the Year of Water, possibly. If they don't, then it comes back this list. Like, limited or not yet. One of the two here. It's either this list or next list. Glow Up Bulb could go back to 1 as well. You know what? OCG has this at like 3, I think, or 2. Like, they brought back to 1. They brought back to something else. We should have this card back. Revolution Synchro's not doing anything. We don't have Chaos Ruler in the game, which really broke Glow Up Bulb. Put this to 1. Please, please, please. Time Seal, it just doesn't matter. I thought this card was at 3 anyway. Not seeing play. If it's at 3, then oh well. Who cares about Time Seal? Dryden, I don't want these cards to come back. They've banned Dryden multiple times, and they've seen throughout the years that, hey, Dryden is a card that we have to reban. Same with all these other zoos, even years and years later. What does 1 Dryden do? Does it do enough? I just don't care. I just don't want to see it again. It's had its multiple chances. I'm tired of it. I don't know. Same with Barrage, I guess. We'll put it there. Blasters, it's fine where it is. I think they're going to keep them at 1. Jet Synchron, I think, is safe. Nobody really cares. Although, if they do bring back the Synchros, they might just be like, well, they keep using Jet. We just want to get rid of it. It's a potential, but I think it's not going to get hit. Airlifter, it's just fine where it is. I just don't think they're looking at it. But you know what? Let's just put semi-limited just because. I don't think what a 2 Airlifter is going to matter much in the deck. We're going to put all these other Dragon Rulers to it's fine. And for the rest of this, I just feel like with I'm going to add one more. Skill Drain, please just limit the damn card. It's probably not going to get hit because it just came out 25th, but this is definitely a card I want to see hit eventually. Although, it's not going to get hit this list, even though I'd really like it. Maybe Konami will make an exception because they know how much they've reprinted it. And they're like, it's been a little bit, maybe, possibly, but I think it's just safe. I don't care about the rest of these cards at the bottom, by the way. Obviously, the new cards like Fiend Smith aren't getting hit. All that. Do they put Ibley to semi-limited because nobody's playing it, or to 3? Possibly. So we'll just leave that there because I think that card's overrated. And this card is very people have labbed with it, and the results haven't ever been that satisfactory for the years it's been out. And they made it a QC and they see that nobody cares, so they might just use it for spring cleaning and take it off the list. With that being said, I want to know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Do you like the list? Do you dislike the list? What do you like and what do you not like? I really do want to hear it. I'll be responding to a lot of comments as well because I like to really listen to you guys. If you guys enjoy this video, also smash that like button. Sometimes these videos do get some hate, so if you guys want to hit that like button to counteract the dislikes, hey, I'd really, really appreciate it. Join our Discord. Thank you, my YouTube channel members. If you think that you want to support me, because I definitely want to eventually do way more YouTube, like a video every second day or every day and a half, and not just and that would be adding to the market watchers, by the way. I would just have more creative freedom and more time to do more creative freedom with videos that If they work, they work, and if they don't, they don't. And that's definitely something I want to do this year. Hey, consider being a YouTube channel member. I think the lowest tier is like $2. It does help. Anything does. But only if you're in a comfortable position and you choose to do it, because obviously the fact that you made it to the end of the video is just awesome to me. Hitting that like button's great. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.